So I recently dug up this study that found that actually 40% of doctors are overweight. Now, that may not be that surprising considering doctors don't really know too much about nutrition in general, but what's even scarier is they found that overweight doctors are less likely to give their overweight patients advice or any kind of treatment regarding, or any suggestions regarding treating their weight. But this brings up a really interesting principle, and it's that for most of us, we kind of have an idea of what we should be doing to get healthy and lose weight, right? I mean, it's really not that difficult at a high level. At a high level, it's not super complex, but knowing and doing and seeing results are definitely not the same thing, because just like many of us can know what to do, we don't necessarily do it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the 3 things that are really holding you back. If you kind of know what to do, but you don't find yourself doing it, I'll show you how to address 3 barriers to really making that a reality. Hey, what's up? This is Alex Hine over at modernhealthmonk.com. So I've actually found tend to be about 3 big barriers that people mention to me when they say they've been struggling with being consistent with health behaviors. So the first is really not having any systems in place or having poor systems in place. So things like cooking food or going to the gym or meditating or going to bed earlier. The second one is really quote unquote laziness. Now these are not my words, these are from my students that have said, I say, what's holding you back? What's stopping you? And sometimes they say, I don't know, I just feel kind of lazy when it's time to go to the gym. In other words, I don't really want to do it. And the third thing is really resistance. It's kind of this idea of, yeah, I know what to do, but it takes a lot of work and I'm so busy and I'm tired and stressed and it's like, I don't know. It's just this non-specific kind of monster that it takes so much effort to get anything done. So how do we actually overcome these barriers? So in regard to not having any systems in place or poor systems in place, let's take the example of eating healthy. So eating healthy once is great, but eating healthy daily is a system. And the system is what produces results in the long run. The system, consistently engaging in this system, is what produces the results that most of us want. So if you've struggled with creating a system for some of your habits, here's one thing you can apply here. Anchor in one habit to one time of the day. So for me, I've been going to the gym for almost 10 years now, and the only reason I do it is because I go to the same time every day, and it actually feels weird for me not to go now. So I go right after work because that's when my energy is usually the 2 to 5 p.m. I'm in my lowest energy zone, and I know that if I work out around 5 to 5:30, I've got energy until 10 o'clock. So believe it or not, my highest productivity period during the day is right after my workout around 6 or 6:30, already after a 10-hour workday. So I know that adding that workout after that time period is going to really boost my energy and my mood also for the rest of the day to get me through it, because I've been working 12 or 13 hours for several years now. Now that's one system I've implemented, and I anchor it to the same time period every day. Now for you, it could be simple. It could be having a green juice with breakfast, right? After you do that a few times or for a few weeks, it feels weird. And it really feels unnatural not to do it. Whatever the habit is, pick it and anchoring it to the same time every single day. So the green juice, the exercise, like I said, meditating on the first 5 minutes of your lunch break, walking right when you get home, walking before work, walking on your lunch break. Anchor one habit to the same time every day and only change one habit. Try that. Try anchoring that in, and that'll become a system. Now, the second one we'll cover here is resistance. So we talked about resistance and kind of quote unquote laziness. So resistance is just that feeling that it's like, I don't really want to do this. It's something you don't want to do. So it feels like it takes a lot of energy. The cure for resistance is not doing things you don't want to do. Now that may sound weird in the health and weight loss space, because if you know exercise is going to help you, but you don't want to do it, is that kind of like a catch-22? Well, the first principle is do more stuff you like. I mean, I've never understood why people force themselves to do things they hate, totally 100% knowing that they're not going to succeed in the long run, because how many things do you still do that you hate? Probably not too many. So there's really 2 things here. First of all, whatever you're doing for health, start doing more things you enjoy. So if you know you need to do exercise, stop lifting weights if you don't like it and do yoga, or garden, or walk the dog an extra long, 30 minutes or an hour. Figure out what you actually like and you're more motivated to do, rather than figuring out how to get motivated. It just doesn't work. Now the second thing here is start smaller. So if it's a new year and you've got some kind of workout regime you want to do, and you're planning on doing 5 hours a week of exercise the first week of the new year, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen at all. And 6 months from now, you definitely will not be there And in fact, maybe even a month from now, you won't be there. So start smaller. Pick a smaller circle to tackle. Do 10 minutes instead of an hour. Do 20 minutes. Do 1 minute if you have to. If 20 minutes sounds overwhelming and exhausting, do 1 minute first thing in the morning. That's your exercise for the day. And you can add a minute from there. It's so easy and so small that most people don't even try because it sounds like a waste of time. It sounds like they won't get results, but they will. So yes, you're gonna encounter a lot of resistance if you've never worked out for an hour, and you're gonna do that. Sounds pretty dreadful. Now the third thing here is laziness. So I hear from people and they say things like, I just don't have that much willpower, or I'm not very disciplined, and I'm kind of lazy, to be honest. It's just, I haven't done this because I'm lazy. And I don't think that's a totally honest answer. I really don't. I think we say that because we don't fully understand why we encounter resistance or in the day-to-day process. But what I found that is, first of all, if the goal is so big and it's so far away, there's not going to be motivation to achieve it. So you're better off setting a smaller circle to achieve, right? 5 minutes rather than 1 hour, because then you're actually going to do it. So I think when we set our goals to be so big, sometimes it can manifest as laziness because it's like, at the end of a long workday, I don't really want to do this. But if you made it easier, or if you made it something you liked, then you'd probably do it. And along the same lines, if you already have systems in place, some kind of daily timed ritual to the same time period each day, and you're focusing on more stuff you like, and you're going smaller with your daily habits, not necessarily your goals, your goal should be huge. But the daily habits to get there, keep making them smaller if you're not doing them. With those 3 things, the idea of laziness kind of disappears. You're doing stuff you like, it's smaller, it's easier, and it's more inspirational to you. You're not going to really encounter this feeling of laziness. So here's your tiny habit for today. If you have an idea, like if you really know what to do to be healthy and you're not doing it, and you're really encountering resistance, procrastination, follow these 3 things. Come up with a simple system you can anchor to the same time every day, or the same place every day. Use a smaller circle, so create a smaller habit that's easier to do. Start doing more of the things you actually like. And when you do these 3 things, you're going to notice the feeling of laziness or resistance, it really goes away, or it diminishes enough that you can start making progress again. So try that out. I want to hear how it goes for you. If you're on YouTube, go on over to modernhealthmonk.com. I've got a Real Food Habits weight loss guide for you there. Make sure you subscribe right there. It's somewhere around there. Maybe it's there, I don't know. Subscribe to get the next video right when it's out. And I want to hear from you below. When do you often feel this feeling of procrastination, this feeling of laziness, or feeling of resistance? When does it usually happen? Is it the healthy eating, the exercise, something else, going to bed earlier? Tell me below. So I hope that helps. Take care, and I'll see you next time.